Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयामुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी Hare Krishna. So I welcome all of you for today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. So in the yesterday's class we discussed sloka number 11 and 12. Okay, so today we'll be continuing from sloka number 13. So quickly from the 11 and 12, what we understood actually from the sloka number 11 and 12. So especially number 12. So 12 we understood. Naishkarmi me pachyata bhav varjatam na shobhate jnanamalam niranjanam. Achyuta bhava varjitam means what? Achyuta bhava means, what is the meaning of Achyuta bhava? Yes, Sham Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Pranam Prabhu. Achyuta Bhava Varjita means the Lord having a transcendental body which is eternal or blissful. With that Bhava, or the Lord is seeing Vishnu as ordinary demigod or out of Maya. With that Bhava, that is that is Achyuta Bhava Varjitam. Without that Bhava.
Yeah. So Achyuta bhava means, so seeing the Krishna's body as transcendental. And and so and worshipping or chanting his names. His bird is coming and disturbing boldly. 1 second. One bird is coming actually, shouting. Only exactly class time only it will come. That bird, I don't know why it is shouting. You want to disturb. I don't know, bro. Why it is every day it comes on the exact class time actually.
Transcendental bird.
Transcendental bird, why it has disturbing? Why it is?
She wants to hear Bhagavatam, Prabhu.
But why it is shouting? Okay, anyway. So so the point is now Mayavadis, they see so Lord as body is out of Maya Shabalitam. That means he is out of the Maya Mayam. and they do bhakti with that. So that means they do kirtan, Shravana Kirtanadi, but having the concept of what? So body of the Vishnu is out of Maya. So, but here what is expected actually? So body, that means one should see, Achyuta Bhava means one should see the Lord's body as transcendental. This is what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying. So that means if anyone is uh, not seeing the Krishna's body as transcendental, and if he chant the holy name and whatever the Brahma Gnanam he is having, so will it be fruitful? That means will it give the liberation? Or once again, so even if he reach to the somehow or other to the Jivan Mukta stage, will he? So if there is no Achyuta Bhava, Upadhi is also out. So then in that stage also there is a immediately what Vishwanath is saying, there is a possibility of getting back the Upadhi. This is the thing. So that means definitely according to the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, we are seeing definitely that means whoever is having the offense, that means seeing the Lord's body as material. So he will not be getting so liberation. This is understanding, yes? So, but here there is some point is there. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, if you see, what he is saying the Pratibimba Nama Bhasa. Who is doing the Pratibimba Nama Bhasa? What is Pratibimba Nama Bhasa, you know? Archana Mataji might be knowing. She is, yes? Pratibimba Nama Bhasa? Anyone knows? What is the Pratibimba Nama Bhasa? Archana Bhakti, yes, Archana Mataji.
Reflection of the chanting of the Holy Name. I mean, like, Namabhas is like.
So that means Abhasa means, so whenever there is no relationship, simply, that means Sanketyam Parihasyam, that means some without understanding the relationship between the self and with the Lord. So if chanting the holy name is done, then if one takes the holy name, then it is Namabhasa. It is evergreen philosophy. That means evergreen philosophy means it's from the beginning it is existing. From the Jiva Goswami also it is there. So without any relationship, like the bird, which is stuck in the mouth of a dog and the dog is circumambulating, then that bird is also getting the bhakti. That's a bhakti abhasa we have seen. So because bird doesn't know it is the supreme personality of Godhead is in this temple, and now I'm how to circumambulate, and then that will become the devotion. So that kind of conception is not there. The relationship between the bird, that means relationship between that person who is doing the devotional activity. So he and also with the Lord, he doesn't have the proper understanding. So right understanding. So Abhasa and Chaya, that means he's having the two different things. One might be having the ignorance of the Lord. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is explaining, I think we have to reconcile now some extent. I will try to do that actually. So then Archana Bhakti Mataji doubt may be cleared some extent. How the Jivatma is falling from that means from the Brahman liberation. Okay, from where this generation, this thing came. But we see, but I don't know, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, whatever book he wrote, I am not suspecting in any way, but so he never quotes any Bhagavatam slokas or any references. He writes, it's a conversation between the Haridas Thakur and the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as just is a conversation. But we don't see any, like if you see Jiva Goswami or if you see the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, they refer the Bhagavatam slokas. Even the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in the Madhuri Kadambini, he never refer actually. He writes actually, it's from the experience. So he writes. So our acharyas, later acharyas, they wrote so many books actually. You may not see the references for everything. But the standard Jiva Goswami, Shat Sandarbhas, he established everything through the Sandarbhas. But the minor details actually, like in the bhajan, how we are improving and what are the different stages we cross. So for this, exactly that means the symptoms, expected symptoms. So such a things, that means those are explained by the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur without any Bhagavatam slokas. And also Bhaktivinoda Thakur, if you see, so Harinam Chintamani, the vast concepts he discussed actually. But you don't see any, for every sloka, like in the Sandarbhas, you see the Bhagavatam reference. So such a standard means such a approach you don't see. But anyway, so we have to reconcile every acharya. It's our duty also. So now we have Chaya and Pratibimba. Chaya means what? So Chaya means like the holy name is like a sun. And if someone is having ignorance, it's a general ignorance. That means it is not the associating the Mayavadis, they get the ignorance. So it's a general ignorance. They don't know who is Lord and they don't know who he exactly. So, and because some anarthas are there and because of this so and so, so then these are like a clouds. And because of this, the light of the sun is very dim. So because the sunlight will not reach properly, so down. So then this is known as Chaya Bhasa. He is saying this. Okay. Pratibimba Bhasa means, so this is also dim light, but not it is coming from the directly from the source. Now the sunlight is reflecting on the something, and from that the light is coming out. Like sunlight maybe reflect on the mirror, and from the mirror light will come out. Yes. At that time also the intensity of the light will be reduced. Then directly from in the Chaya Bhasa, directly we are seeing the dimness from the sun only. The light, whatever is coming to us, is a small portion of the main light. So that is a little bit is coming. Okay. But in the case of the Pratibimba, it is coming from the reflection. That is the two things are very different. You understood the Chaya and the Pratibimba? सुमति माता जी समझ में आ रहे हैं या नहीं?
Hare Krishna.
So Prabhu, Chaya means at least we are seeing the main object directly little bit. And Pratibimba means we are seeing the reflection. Not
No. Chaya means dimness of the light
yes.
is there. That means Chaya or Pratibimba, there is a dimness of the light. Dim light is there. But here, direct dim. That means directly the light became dim because the ignorance of the Jivatma. He is having ignorance about the relationship with the Lord.
Yeah, in Pratibimba.
And there in the reflection, it is from the other object. That light is not directly dim actually.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just showing in the
Not directly dim. Okay.
yeah. So like let me explain. Where is this? $50, $53, $52.
53, Prabhuji, 53.
Yes. This is sun, which is nothing but holy name.
Prabhu, please share the screen.
Acha. Okay, this is holy name. And the sunlight is coming, okay, from this. And now there are the clouds. And because of these clouds, the light will be dim here. And this is you. And you are chanting holy name, and it is entering through your ears, from your mouth to ears. And but you don't have, that means, relationship with the Lord and the yourself. So that means you are not knowing that you are the soul, and you don't know that Lord is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So knowledge is not there, but taking the holy name, but you are taking the holy name. Then that type of taking holy name is known as Nama Bhasa. Okay. This Nama Bhasa is two types. So, like holy name is like sun, and the glories of the holy name will not reach directly to you, actually, because you don't know the holy name. So that means the relationship between yourself and the Lord. So and still you are chanting the holy name in that time. So that holy name is not going to give the effect directly. So that means these are the clouds. Clouds are nothing but what? Your ignorance about relationship with the Lord. So this ignorance is stopping. So to reach the rays of the sun, that is holy name effects, the effects of the holy name to you directly. You understood this concept? Okay. So this is known as Chaya Bhasa. This one, first one. Now, this is the sun. And now, let us take, it is the mirror. And the sun is falling on this reflection. Okay, from this, so you are getting. So here also this will be, this light is dim. This is known as what? This reflection is known as, from the reflection you are getting the light, not from the directly sun. Here directly. So this is known as Pratibimba Nama Bhasa. Okay? Is clear? Pratibimba and Chaya.
Prabhuji, what is that object? Like you said, the clouds are ignorance. What is this mirror compared to?
Mirror is nothing but Mayavada philosophy.
Okay.
Actually, I am learning Bengali anyway, so I will study everything in the main language. So almost all I am able to read and write. Now the point is just some thoda sa aur bhi mehnat karna padega. Tab I will read all these books in original language. Now I am reading from the someone's translation, actually, Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Harinam Chintamani. So in that only I don't know how much perfectly it is translated, but okay. So from him, I am saying, if anything is there, I'm not saying that I am confidently saying this. This translation, I don't know who translated this. So from this, okay, here it comes actually. So from the Pratibimba Nama Vasa may come impersonal liberation and, okay, is called Mayavada philosophy. So when the light of the holy name is reflected in the lake of Mayavad philosophy, that is called Pratibimba Nama Bhasa. Okay, you understood? This is Mayavad philosophy, lake of Mayavad philosophy. This sun is falling on this. Sunlight is falling on this, and from there light will come out. Na? So this is the known as Pratibimba Nama Bhasa. And what he is saying, Pratibimba Nama Bhasa also will give the liberation. Okay, you understood? Pratibimba Nama Bhasa. From Pratibimba Nama Bhasa may come impersonal liberation and other results. Mayavadi philosophy means what? Accepting Krishna as material. That means Maya. You understood now the point. This
Yes,
point is
Prabhu.
clear.
Prabhu,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
type of liberation?
Who is that?
Sumati Vishaka Prabhu.
Acha. So this is the liberation, impersonal revelation, going and merging in the Brahman. because they are desiring for this. So this kind of liberation, that means how the holy name is in according to now Vishwanath Thakur is what he is saying. Even that means one is having that means Achyuta Bhava is not there and doing the bhakti. And because of that, so he will never get the liberation. Yes. He will never get the liberation. That only we read now. Now, here we are hearing, it will give the liberation. Then how will understand? Tell me. Huh? How you will understand then?
So this liberated person can fall down again from Pratibimba Namabhas?
So, Tena tasmin maya sablata lakshana apakarshana bhavanaya. So, bhakti sattve moksha sadhakam na bhavati. What he is saying? Vishwanath is saying, moksha sadhakam. That means that Brahmagnanam will not become moksha sadhakam. Aparadha durvinivara eva. That means jnanasya api achyuta bhavavarjitatve tasmin bhagavati maya mayatva bhavanadi lakshana rupo aparadha durvinirvara eva. So what is this? Aparadha will happen. So, and he is following Mayavadi philosophy and doing the bhakti, and it is giving the liberation. Means what? You have to understand. Whatever Vishwanath Thakur is saying also true, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur is also saying true. Okay. First of all, I'm muted to who is Maharaj. Okay, how we have to understand. He may go to get the impersonal liberation, but since the right understanding about the bhakti is not there, so he is not eligible to stay permanently there. And he has to get the fall down. And of course, ultimately, there is no use of that. That means he has to fall down. But who understood bhakti rightly and who went there, he will never come back. He will never come back. Okay? This is the philosophy, actually. Yes. So, because he understood Lord is Achyuta and he is transcendental, but still he wants. We have seen there, someone is understanding Krishna's Janma and Karma are pure, transcendental, and still they want liberation. So Lord will give. Yes, Vishwanath is saying same thing or not? In the Bhagavad Gita. So same thing actually. He will give that. And he will be there. But Mayavadi, so since he is doing this so rigorously bhakti, and I want, but he is doing aparadhan but doing the bhakti. Then what? That bhakti will become useless. Of course, he's doing aparadha, but he's doing the chanting, seriously chanting, but with the understanding of Lord as material body. But what it will do? That is not going to have any result. Yeah, definitely it should have any result, some result. It will give, like you see, some people who never understand, so the relationship within himself and Vishnu, and he went to Vaikuntha because of staying maybe suddenly, some fortunately, so he left his body in the some dham, maybe in the Jagannath Puri or somewhere. And for that, he will be allowed for the 10,000 years of the Vaikuntha Vasa. Since he didn't develop the real relationship with the Lord. That means he didn't understand the relationship with the Lord. Then in that case, he will be staying for the 10,000 or 10 million years and he will come back. The Puranas are saying. There are so many Puranas. If you do certain activities, you'll get the certain amount of time of the Vasa in the Vaikuntha. But there is no Sambandha Gnana, is not developed. So that's why they has to come back. Okay. I think I will anyway further clarify much. So this is not the ending. Okay. But you should understand. So people who will never get the liberation, that's a true whatever Vishwanath Chakravarti is saying. That's permanently liberation, they never get actually. That's true. So we should also respect and justify Bhaktivinoda Thakur also. Okay. I'm not going to. Kya hai?
Prabhu, then what is about the statement of the Lord that Jadgatvana Nivartante?
That's why na. अब सुने नहीं आप तो जो संबंध ज्ञान को समझ के गए ना प्रभु वो आएंगे नहीं जो संबंध ज्ञान ठीक से ना समझ कर जाओ उपासना किए हैं वो जाएंगे तो वापस आना पड़ेगा दोनों अभी हो गए ना
ऐसा तो बताया नहीं भगवान ने
ऐसे तो क्यों नहीं बताया आप कहाँ देखे हैं सब कुछ देखे हैं क्या इतना पुराण में है प्रभु सो इन द पुराण सो मच इज देयर if you do this much activity so without the proper knowledge about the Lord even if it is done by you so Purana is declaring you will get this many years of Brahma Nirvana or this many years of this that so that will happen so they are all not false statement okay Archana Mataji Archana Bhakti Mataji
Prabhuji, I was thinking it's like getting a visa and getting citizenship.
Yeah.
Visa means you go
Temporary
visit
visa.
and come back. Yeah.
Yes. Not the citizenship you will never get.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so let us
Prabhuji,
continue.
one more thing, Prabhuji. So the Advaitins, even if it is the Advaitins who will fall down, the Brahmavadis, they will just
Advaitin is equal to Mayavadi.
Yes, but the
philosophy given by
Brahmavadis,
yeah. Brahmavadis they should
will
not.
stay. They won't come back, right?
No,
That's the
no. Yes.
Yeah.
But they should have right understanding about the Lord. That is known as, then only he is known as Brahmavadi. From the day one we are saying.
Yeah.
So he understands Lord and still he wants to get the liberation actually. That's a Gnana Mishra Bhakti they do.
Yeah.
Or otherwise, Gnana also they do. They can make Bhakti also Gauna, no problem. So, but Bhakti they do with the proper understanding.
Yeah. Today in Bhagavad Gita class, you were saying Kevala Bhakti also they can do with the
They
idea
can do.
of. Yeah.
Maybe that is also possible. So, because that is also one more option. And this is also Gnana Mishra Bhakti also is one more option. And Bhakti Mishra Gnana is also one more option. And Yoga Mishra Bhakti is also one more option. And Bhakti Mishra Yoga is one more option. So many varieties. I told us so many varieties are there. In this also so many different sub branches are there. You can see these are all in the Uddhava Gita actually. This liberation, in many ways it is explained.
So Brahmavadis, these are all different types of Brahmavadis. So they can just.
If there is right understanding, then that's Brahmavad. If they don't have right understanding, then they are doing the Bhakti in Abhasa.
Yeah. What is the result of Chaya Bhasa, Prabhuji?
Chaya Bhasa, all the destruction, all the anarthas will be destroyed and he will get the Suddhana. Because he is not doing the wrong philosophy, he is not having the wrong philosophy. Then he will progress.
Acha, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So, Shampriya Mataji.
Prabhu, I just wanted to know that line also, which you quoted as last in the Chaya Bhasa, there is ignorance that the person doesn't know that he is the Krishna is Supreme Lord and I am the soul. But in the second case, the ignorance is of the Mayavadis. So in the second case, there is offense. But in the first case, there is no such offense. So,
that's why he will progress.
So he will progress. And
if you take shelter of Guru and if you understand the properly, then Shraddha will come. And then after that, so once Shraddha coming means he is firmly believing that he is the servant of the Lord and Krishna is the master and I have to serve him. He is firmly believing that. Then Suddha Nama will begin from there.
Okay. So in the first case, there will be no fall down, but in the second case, because of the offense, there will be fall down.
Okay. I'm going प्रभु हाथ नीचे करिए. हाँ, चलिए अभी आगे पढ़ेंगे. मैं और भी हरिनाम अमृत हरिनाम चिंतामणि I will take classes actually on this. I have to first learn little 1 month. I need time to understand Bengali. Then I will start this, and I will teach this also. Okay. Then I can reconcile that means now we have to connect all parampara. Now we are simply first we did the Jiva Goswami Sandarbhas, and then we come down and understood the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and maybe some minor differences are there in explanations. And now we should come down further to Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Actually, that is one of the important area which is still in a uncovered area actually. Yeah. Because later acharyas they do more expansion actually. Like even in any sampradaya, so the original acharya write the very little bit. Then after that next acharya little bit increasing. It will be increased to like vastly so much, because to make the help of others, even the ordinary devotees, so they expand the things actually. So this is the thing we see. So that's why heavily expanded by the Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So that's why we should know that the root, and then after that how it is expanded, that also you'll understand. Like Sankaracharya or otherwise Madhva Ramanuja, what the commentary they wrote is a very few actually on the Brahma Sutras. Then after that later acharyas they came and they wrote, expanded, even further expanded actually. For every line, every word they used to expand actually. This is obviously natural actually. So in nutshell, so Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami spoke Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So Rupa Goswami. Then after that, so Jiva Goswami gave the extensively proofs for each and every word, whatever said in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu in Bhakti Sandarbha and Priti Sandarbha. And after that, further is explained in the form of the what is that? So Madhuri Kadamini, once again, it is heavily expanded actually, the bhajan and the stages. Then after that, Bhaktivinoda Thakur even further expanded the things. So the types of the holy name, that means chanting of holy Nama, Bhasa, Suddha Nama, Aparadikta Nama, and so on. So it happens actually. But we, as a disciple, we should try to reconcile all the acharyas. You should not say someone is speaking like that. No. Atho महाभाग भवान मोघदृक् शुचिश्रवा सत्यरतो धृतव्रत उरुक्रमस्याखिल बंध मुक्तये समाधिनानुस्मर तद्विचेष्टितम्. Translation, who wants to?
Hi Krishna.
Yes, Ramesh Mataji, come on.
Oh, your vision is completely perfect. Your good frame is spotless. You are firm in vow and situated in truthfulness. And thus you can think of the pastimes of the Lord in trance for the liberation of the people in general from all material bondage.
Yes, ma'am, thank you. So Narada Muni is saying further. From till now, what we discussed, so in the 11 and 12, especially, those Tadvag Visarga. Vag Visarga means what we do? It is the Upakhyana, the story, a sub story. So in that Upakyanam, Hari names Yashonkitani. Harer Namani. So Naman Anintasa Yashonkitani. So Lord's names are endowed in that. Then that Upakyanam is going to purify the entire world. This we read. That means names. Their names are said in the 12th sloka. And also in the, in the 11th sloka. In the 11th sloka, names are said. In the 12th sloka, bhava is said. In the 12th sloka, where the emphasis is done? That means one should have achyuta bhava. With that, one should do the bhakti. Without achyuta bhava, if you do bhakti, then there is offense. Obviously, offense will happen. If you don't understand rightly, then offense will be there. Or otherwise, ignorance will be there. That is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is dealing that. Having achyuta bhava means right understanding having. So not having means it may be zero or it may be negative. Negative means offenses, or otherwise zero means is just nothing. That means without any understanding, proper understanding. So then you may not be having the offensive mood, and you might be having the just not at all knowing anything. So that is also possible actually. So that's why so anyway, but important thing is what? Achyuta bhava is important in the 12th. In the 11th sloka, he said, so holy name, that means holy names. The upakyanas which are endowed with the holy names, and those going to purify. Now, based upon these 2 points, you can get so something from the Vasudev. Vasudev is asking like this. Acha, my dear Gurudev, so Satyam bahut acha kaha actually. Yes, I write, all right. All right. So it's like a dialogue actually. Yeah, Vasudev's dialogue this is. So Tarihi Achyute Bhava Eva Sarvotkrushtatvena Tava Abhimataha. So your opinion, according to your opinion, Achyuta Bhava is only the highest thing. So because in the 12th sloka we have seen Achyuta Bhava is the important thing. And Sacha, and that also, so Tannama Leela Kirtana Shravanadi Bireva Bhavati. So Achyuta Bhava, how it will be possible? By the Lord's names and by the Lord's Leelas, by chanting and hearing the Lord's names and Leelas. So then only Achyuta Bhava comes. So how he is saying, oh my dear Gurudev, according to your opinion, Achyuta Bhava is the highest thing, and that is possible or that exists by the chanting and hearing of names and Leelas. Names and Leelas. You see, you should hear names and Leelas. Tatra Nama Krishna iti prasiddhameva. That means Krishna and Rama. So Tatra Nama, Rama Krishna iti prasiddhameva. We all know. So Rama and Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. So Rama. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Rama and Krishna. Okay, Krishna and Rama you can take for us. So Rama and Krishna, these are all prasiddhameva. This means these are all very famous. That means what Vasudev is saying, okay, I know, my dear Gurudev, Krishna and Rama, these names are very famous. Leela kidrushi tava abhimata tam upadishata iti apekshayam. Then he is asking, Leela means what kind of Leela? Names means we know Rama and Krishna. Means Krishna and Rama. Then Leela, because Achyuta Bhava exist are possible by the chanting and hearing of the names and Leelas. So names we know. Then what about the Leelas? Can you give light on this? Can you give light on this like that? Vasudev asked. It is not there in the sloka, but you can take it as a dialogue. Then, so Narada Muni is saying, what is saying? Amoghadruk. 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 Shushit Shavaha. First 2 things you should. What he is saying? Oh, my dear Vasudev, you are Bhavan. Mani, you are. You are Amoghadruk. This is also dialogue. You should take it as a dialogue. So now immediately Narada is saying, you are Amoghadruk and you are Suchishravaha. What is the meaning of Amoghadruk? You should write down to that. Amoghadruk means Avyartha Gnanaha. Jiske paas, who is not having the useless knowledge. Vyartha Gnanaha means who is having the useless knowledge. Avyartha Gnanaha means who is not having the useless knowledge. Is known as Avyad. So otherwise, if you want to make it as a dialogue, then you say, "Oh Narada, oh Vyasadeva, you are Amoghadruk." That means you have knowledge which is not at all useless, or you are not having the. Oh, it is better. You are not having the useless knowledge. That means you are having all the useful knowledge. And next, and also you are Suchishravaha. That means Shuchishrava means Shuddham Eshaha, who is having the pure glory. Your glory is very pure. Simple word. Simple sentence. Your glory is very pure. You are like this. Therefore, since these two qualities are there in the Vyasadeva, so that's why Narada is saying, therefore, you are Satyarataha. Then you should connect like that. That means first these two should be said. Therefore, you are Satyarataha. And also Drutavrataha. What is the meaning of Satyarataha? Satyarataha means that means he is always in the, it is not explained here. You can take the word to word meaning from the Prabhupada purports also, or from the word to word. Satyaratha means Satyaratha, always he will be dwelling in truth, because he doesn't have useless knowledge. If he is having the useless knowledge, then he will be applying his mind in those things. That means useless knowledge means he is having the so unnecessary things he is knowing, then he will be engaging himself also in that kind of things, useless things. So, but he is having the useful knowledge. Avyartha gnana. Vyartha means useless. So that's why he is always in Satya. And also Drutavrataha. He never falls from his words. So Drutavrataha, or from his commitments. So that's why he is so committed one. Drutavrataha. His glory is so nice means what? He is, that is indicating what? He is Drutavrataha. He is always following his commitments. His commitments. And being like this, that means being Satyavrataha and being Drutavrataha, what he did? Akhila, you should see next word. Next word is Akila Bandha Muktaye. Akila Bandha Muktaye. Akila Bandha Muktaye means, Akila means all the people. Akhilanam means Jananam. Akhilanam Jananam. Akhilasya Bandhasyava. But means all the people's, all the attachment. Vimuktaya means to release. Otherwise, to release. So Akhila Bandha Muktaya means what you should write? To release. To release from all the types of entanglements of all the people. So to release everyone from all the types of entanglements, what he should do? Tasya vividam cheshtitam leelam samadhina chittaikagrena smara. So for this, what he has to do? So ordering actually, who was Narada Muni is ordering. For this sake, what he has to do? What he has to do? He has to go into the samadhi. That means samadhi means chitta ekagrana. Chitta ekagrana means with concentrated mind. What he has to do? So vividam cheshtitam leelam. Mane Krishna's various active pastimes performed by the various pastimes performed by the Krishna. So those activities he has to remember. Smara means remember. Okay. This thing he said. Oh Satyavrata, since you, therefore you are Satyavrata and Dritavrata, being that means you always fixed in the Satya, that means in the truth only, and being committed. Don't get deviation. Huh? So don't get deviation once again. Don't get deviated. And so being Dritavrata, what he has to do? He should first remember the activities of the Lord. Then here remember, here the important word. Now next point you should understand why you should remember the pastimes of the Lord. He said like this. Why Narada is saying to remember the pastimes of the Lord through the Chitta Ekagra, that means with concentrated mind. Because Leelas are Swayam Prakasha. Leelas are what? Swayam Prakasha. So those manifest in your heart naturally. So now you might be hearing the Leelas and you are having full of contamination, and then that is not Leela Spuranam. That is just hearing. That is a hearing about the Lord. So, but Leela will be appearing in the heart when the heart is purified. Leela will appear automatically because Leela is what? Swayam Prakash. This is also known as Spuranam. Spuranam means or otherwise what? Realizing. So, Leelas are Swayam Prakasha. So that's why, and also these are all Anantan, and also they are very secret. Because of these reasons, Leelas always manifest by themselves in the purified heart with bhakti. In the purified heart, it is purified by what? Bhakti. Bhaktimati shuddhe chitte. So that means when the heart is purified by the bhakti, then in that heart only Leelas manifest, because they are not just speculation. You don't need to speculate the Leelas. You can hear, but you can also remember whatever you heard. But the real Spuranam will happen when the heart is purified. These are all what? These are all comes under the sadhana. But when you do sadhana and heart is purified, then the Lord's Leelas, which are described in the Vedas, those will be infinite. Those are all not one or two. Lord is performing the one Leela in many, many ways. Millions of the ways. So, and those are all described in the Vedas also. So, but those will be manifesting in your heart. So that's why Narada Muni is saying, you go into the bhakti meditation, samadhi through the bhakti, and there you remember his pastimes. That means get manifested those in your heart. This is the way, actually. This is the way vaktum grahitum cha ashakyatvat. Otherwise, you cannot speak. Actually, Leelas are nobody can speak or nobody can grasp, actually. Those will be manifesting with the mercy of the Lord. So, but we are just hearing Leelas. So that is nothing but we are not grasping, actually. We are hearing. Is a part of the sadhana. Is a part of the sadhana. But those will manifest when heart is purified. So that point you should understand. That difference you should know. And also someone is speaking. So who in whose heart is not manifested. So he might be speaking, but that is not having the effect, actually, much effect. But one who, in whose heart that is manifested, then that is fully endowed with the Bhakti Shakti. And those will be different. So that's why now Leelas cannot be spoken or cannot be grasped like that, because they are very secret and they are Swayam Prakasha. So that's why only the way is what? Now to describe those, if Vasudev want to describe, then what he has to do? Let them manifest in his heart. When he go to the Bhakti Yuktena, so Samyak Pranahite Male, so Bhakti Yuktena Manasi Samyak Pranahite Male, Apashyat Purusham Purnam. So in the next sloka, in the next chapter, you are going to see Bhakti Yogena Manasi Samyak Pranahite Male. So Apashyat Purusham Purnam. So Vasudev is going to do meditation through the Bhakti Yoga. So whatever he is saying now here, that he is going to do, that will come in the 7th chapter. So then those will be manifesting. Otherwise, without like that, if you describe, then what is that? So you cannot get the properly. So that means you can, Leela is not thing which is just hearing and speaking. Leela should be manifest naturally, right, by itself. So for that sake, he gave this. And do this. Meditation you do, and let the Leelas manifest in your heart. And then you may write an explanation why he said to do the meditation. The reason is Leelas cannot be manifesting itself, cannot be described by anyone, or cannot be accepted by anyone like that. So those are, since those are all self-manifesting, so that's why meditation should be done, and through that, so those will be manifesting automatically, and those he has to describe. Next, then after that, Varnaya. Then after that, what he is saying? Varnaya. Then you describe. First, let them manifest in your heart. Then you describe. For what sake? Akilanam bandha muktaye. Akila bandha muktaye. Being what? Being Satyarata and Dudavrataha. Why you can Satyarata and Dudavrata? Because you are Amogadruk and Suchishavaha. Like that, you should see the connection. Okay, next. Tadayev Amogdrittatvam Suchi Shuddha Yashastvam Anyada Naiva Iti Bhav. So if you do like that, then only Amoga Driktvam and Suchi Shavatvam, Suchi Yashastvam, Shuddha Yashastvam, Anyada Naiva Iti Bhavaha. So if you do like this, that means properly let them manifest, let the Leelas manifest in your heart, and without any deviation describe as it is those. Then your glory will be maintained. That means Suchi, you will become Suchi Sravaha. Otherwise, Anyatha na eva. Otherwise, you are not Suchi Sravaha. And also, you are not Amogadruk. Amogadruk means what? Not having useless knowledge. So that's why you do this. Otherwise, you are not Amogdruk. You should write. Otherwise, you are not Amogdruk. You are not Shuchisravaha. If you don't do like this, whatever with the way I said, that is a bhava actually. That is a bhava. He is not saying directly. That is a bhava. That is the intention of the Narada Muni. Hey, if you don't do like this, whatever the way I said, then you are not Amogdruk. Also, you are not Shuchisravaha. Okay, this is the explanation over. Now, next, same thing we are explaining once again. Second explanation. What is that second explanation? Amoghe drusho netre yasya shuchini shavasi karnau yasya iti. Now we are taking the different meanings actually. Amogha druk means amoghe drusho. That means netre yasya. One who has the transcendental eyes. Suchasravaha means, so Suchini, one who is having the purified ears. Kachit lila netrabhyam drishta, kachit karnabhyam srutacha. That means sometimes you have seen the leelas by your eyes, and also sometimes you heard the leelas through your ears, purified ears. And Satyarataha Dhrutavrataha iti. So Asakti Nischaya Suchitabhyam, that means Mano Buddhibhyam Kachid Achirahasya Adrushta Srutu Api Akilitayeva Sasa Samprati Chittagrana Smarita Smrutacha Varnyatam. It is entirely different meaning. Okay, I will take the board to explain this. Second explanation is very different. What things he said to Narada? This is so Narada Muni is addressing what? What way? Amogadruk. Second explanation. He is saying Amogadruk. From this, what is the intention of the Narada? Your eyes are purified. And next, what he is saying? Shuchisravaha. Your ears are. Oh. Sometimes I write wrongly. You please. While writing, I may do mistake, but you should not do. Your ears are purified. Or otherwise, you have purified eyes. You can take like that. You have
said one has transcendental eyes. That is also correct.
And you have purified ears. Purified means transcendental. ऐसा नहीं कि पानी से धोया गया, वो तो कोई नहीं लेंगे. Okay, next what? Next one is Satyarataha. So before this, that means with the transcendental eyes and with the transcendental ears, with the transcendental eyes, you might have seen some leelas, and with your transcendental ears, you might have heard some the leelas, because since these are all purified, you will not do any exaggeration. Okay, and since these eyes are purified, you don't see anything speculation. So that means you might, that is the intention, addressing these two ways. So Narada is addressing Vasudev in two ways, means intention is, hey Narada, hey Vasudev, you might have seen so some leelas of the Lord with your purified eyes, and also with you heard some leelas with your purified ears. And what is saying? Those, next one is Satyarataha and Dhrutavrataha. Dhrutavrataha. What it mean? What it is indicating actually? Asakti or Nischaya Suchitabhyam. These two are indicating mind. Satyavrata is indicating mind, Dhrutavrata is indicating intelligence. Dhrutavrata means strong commitment. It is belonging to what? This kind of strong commitment indicate what? Intelligence. Anything committing to anything is a function of what? Is a function of intelligence. Commitment is a function of intelligence. And Satyarataha. Satyarataha means always dwelling in the truth. It is a function of, so that means having the attachment for the Satya, that means speaking truth, having attachment for the Satya. So that asakti is a function of what? Here you should take asakti. Asakti for what? Speaking truth. That is a function of mind. And Dhritavartaha is the determination. Determination is a function of intelligence. So that's why Satyaratha and Dhritavartaha are indicating what? Mind and intelligence. So that means Satyaratha means attachment for the truth, speaking truth or dwelling in truth. That is a function of asakti. Attachment means asakti is a function of mind. And Dhritavartaha means is a determination for the any commitment. So that is function of the intelligence. So with this mind and intelligence, what is saying? Manas buddhibhyam kachid rahasya adrushta asrutavapi. So that means few leelas which are with this kind of mind and with this kind of intelligence, which are not seen and which are not heard. Which are not seen and which are not heard. Those leelas. That means those leelas also. Pavapi. That means he may guess. Guess means it's not guessing because he's a Dhritavartaha and also Satyaratha. He never commit any mistake actually. He never commit any mistake. That means whatever he guessed, that definitely will be in the Veda. That definitely will happen in the, it will be in the Leela of the Lord. It happened or it will be happening in the Leelas of the Lord. So that's why which are not seen and which are not heard. So those Leelas. So what you should remember now? You should remember those Leelas. Through you remember means, so by the Chitta Ekagratena, that means with focused mind. With focused mind, these four, that means which are seen, which are heard with the purified eyes, which seen, which are heard with the purified ears, and which are guessed, I cannot say guessed, which are attained through the mind and purified mind and purified intelligence. And those leelas, now with the focused mind, remember, with focused mind, remember and describe. You and me guess means we will do definitely mistake because we have the four defects. Our senses are not purified and our situation is not purified. Our mind is not purified. Our intelligence is not purified. Definitely we'll guess wrongly. But when the perfected soul, anything, whatever you speak, it will be in the Vedas. It will never go against the Vedas. It will never go away from the truth. That is also say, this is truth actually. In the Pramanas, we discuss in the Tattva Sandarbha. Siddha Purushas, anything will be is a perfect only. Whatever is coming from them.
Prabhuji, here guess means realize?
Not guess, actually through.
Is it realization? No.
It may not be realization. It is mind and intelligence.
Intuition.
So he can infer. He can infer.
Intuition.
It's not guess, but he can maybe infer. Okay. Avakalita eva. Avakalita means without any. Yeah. Avakalanam mane. Avakalita mane. Avakalanam mane. उसको याद करना. नहीं तो he heard some parts of the lila, and in between is some different leelas. So in between something has to be written to connect that. So that means that can be avakalita. Avakalita means what is the word is given? Avakalita is guessed or the inferred. इनफोर्ड गैस बोलेंगे तो अभी बहुत ठंडा हो जाएगा वर्ड एक्चुअली, माने वो लगता है कि अभी, लेकिन हम लोगों का गैस अलग रहता है ना, वी हैव डिफेक्ट्स इन अस, सो दैट्स आवर गैस विल बी फेल्यूर, इट विल बी so hetva bhasa, our guest will be having the hetva bhasa, but when the jiva, when person is perfected, when whatever he gets, it will be always perfect only, there will be no hetva bhasa. Okay, you can take it as guess to understand, because but he is very perfect because he is satyaratah and dhrutavratah. Okay, now next sloka. Anusmarati madhya purusho pakya, whether it's grammatical, I don't need this. So तेन्यधा किंचन यद्विवक्षतः पृथक् दृशस्तत्कृत रूपनामभिः न कर्हिचित् क्वापि च दुस्थितामते मतिर्लभेत वाताहत नौरिवास्पदम्. I'm not going, प्रभु पढ़िए.
Whatever your desire to describe that is separate in vision from the Lord simply reacts without different forms, names, and results to agitate the mind as the wind agitates a boat which has no resting place.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Text number 14. After that, what he said, he gave order here. Narad Muni gave order, na, in this. Remember it, describe it. Leelas. Names we know, but Leelas we don't know. So, like that, Vasudev asked. Then he said, for that solution, what he gave. So, इसके लिए बाबू, तो थोड़ा सा आप ध्यान लगाओ और उससे वो स्फुरित हो जाएगा, उसको डिस्क्राइब करो. नहीं तो ऐसा ऐसा प्यूरिफाइड हो आप, तो उससे भी कर सकते हैं. ऐसे दो अर्थ निकाले हैं. Now next, after that, what he's saying, he is going to chastise now very soon. Next in the 15th sloka, he is saying very powerful actually. Narad Muni, powerful man. Anvayena uktva vitirekena aha tata iti. So that means in the previous sloka, anvayena uktva. Anvayena uktva means for the sake of benefit of the entire humanity to come to bring out from their entanglement. So please describe the past tense of the Lord. This is the simple meaning of the previous sloka. Now he is saying in the negative way. Already I explained what is Anvaya and Vyatireka. In the 12th sloka, when I was explaining the 11th sloka, at that time I told. So 11th sloka is Vyatireka for the 10th sloka. Similarly here, 14th sloka is Vyatireka for the 13th sloka. So now here is seeing in a reverse way. If you don't do like that, then what will happen? People will be, so if you describe the past tense of the Lord in that with properly, then people will be liberated from their entanglement. But if you don't do that, then people will be not getting any, they will be drowned in the samsara sagara. They will be drowned in the samsara sagara, and they will be so not having any fixed place. They will be fully deviated. And finally, they'll drown into samsara sagara. Like that he's saying. This is a sense you should get. Okay? Next, vetirekena aha tata iti tata urukrama chestita tata ततः अन्यथा, माने ऐसा नहीं करेंगे तो, माने other than that. Tataha means that. Other than that. Anyatha. Tataha anyatha. Other way to that. Other way to that. To that means here that will refers what? Huh? Leela. Leela. Urkrama cheshtitat. That means Leelas performed by the Lord. If you don't take this, Leelas performed by the Lord. If you take other than the other way to Leelas performed by Lord. But if you translate literal way, English will become very not so nice. So you can take in this way. Other way than describing the than the Leelas of the performed by the Lord. That means instead of taking the Leelas performed by the Lord, if you take other, then what will happen? He is saying. That means Vetireka. That means if you don't do this, Tata urkrama cheshtitat anyatha yatkinchan api. Other than the Leelas of Leelas performed by the Lord, whatever you take, yatkinchana means whatever you take, what that is going to, so that if you describe, then what it will do? Anavastha matihi, dustita matihi. That means their mind will become restless. Then whose mind? Society's mind will become restless. That means simply if you don't describe the past tense of the Lord, and other than that if you describe, then by that what will happen? By that people will become restless. That means people's mind will become restless. Simple. Okay. This is the meaning you should get from these words. Now we'll travel. अरे लाइक दैट, मैं हिंदी में बोलता हूँ, आप सब हिंदी वाले हैं ना? थोड़ा हिंदी में बोलने के बाद इंग्लिश में आएगा, थोड़ा हिंदी में बोलूंगा। यस, तो बिकॉज हिंदी में बोलने से अच्छा लगता है, इजी होता है मीनिंग, इंग्लिश में इतना मीनिंग नहीं आता। सो इसमें क्या है, पुनर्बहुविवक्षित, माने भगवान की लीलाओं के अतिरिक्त जो कुछ भी हो, चाहेंगे, बोलना चाहते हैं, अरे चाहेंगे, चाह के, चाहना ही बहुत बड़ी बात है, और चाह कर बोल देंगे, और भी वो और भी थोड़ा और भी वरिष्ठ हैं, और बोल के भी उसको कोई सुन के उसको प्रैक्टिस भी करेंगे, तो क्या होगा? तो और भी बर्बादी हो जाएगा। ये सेंस लेना चाहिए। पुनः तन्मुखा श्रुत्वा तद अनुष्ठितः अनवस्थिता मतिः। Then what will happen? Anavastita mati, they will become restless. So if you do like this, चाहना ही नहीं चाहिए, बोलना चाहना ही नहीं चाहिए, भगवान की लीलाओं से अतिरिक्त बोलना के लिए इच्छा ही नहीं रखना चाहिए। इच्छा भी रख के बोल दिया, और बोल के कोई कर दिया उसको सुन के, और उससे क्या होता है? पूरा के पूरा लोग रेस्टलेस हो जाएंगे। Okay, that is the thing you have to take. By you should not, that means यत्किंचन अपि किम बहु विवक्षितः, क्या प्रयोजन है? माने इस प्रकार से ऐसा भगवान की लीलाओं से अतिरिक्त, अदर देन द लीलास ऑफ द लॉर्ड, So anything, if you desire to speak, what is the use of that? And even if you desire, and after on top of that, if you speak, then what? And on the top of that, if someone heard and if they practice, then what? It is simply, so what it will make? It will make the everyone restless. And why it will happen like this? Someone desiring, so one thing, people will become restless by this. And why one will think? Why one will think other than, or why one will think to, or one will desire? You can take why one will desire to speak other than the past tense of the Lord. Then answer is what? So Narada Muni is saying, for this pruthak drishaha, pruthak drishaha. Pruthak drisha, that means one who has tatra hetuhu. So Narada Muni, Vasudev. So you should not do like that, he said. You should, what he has to do, he said, if someone is not is going other than the past tense of the Lord, means, so is desiring to speak, means what? He is having the, so yad vivakshataha. It means he is desiring to speak means what? He is having, what is the hetu for this? He is having the pratak drishaha. That means, what is the meaning of pratak drishaha? Pratak drisha means drishti tatparyam. Pratak vastunyeva, other than Krishna. In that only he is having the drishti. Drishti means, so tatparyam, conclusion. Pratak drisha means the one who has conclusion in other than, in other objects, in the objects, in objects other than Lord. And those people only will desire to speak other than the past tense of Lord. And by that, what will happen? Ataha, you see, that's why, since they have other object in their mind than the Krishna, so that's why they speak other than the past tense of the Lord. Then whatever they describe, that means forms, whatever the forms they describe and whatever the names they use, the forms and names, nama, rupa. Okay, rupa and nama means forms and names. And for that, to describe these names and forms, whatever the words are used, that means they may use the different names and forms. So for that, there is a need to use the words. To indicate the name, you need word. To indicate the form also, you need words. And these words, so which are describing the object, so which is other than the Lord. And such a words, what it will do? It will anyat anavasthamatihi. It will make their mind restless. Okay, that means simple word means, if you describe other than the Krishna's past tense, that means if you didn't say, so who, anyone, that means is describing other than the Krishna's past tense means, are desiring to describe other than the Krishna's past tense means, so he is having the conclusion in the other than the Krishna, and because of, and whatever the words he used to describe that object's form and names, and those names and form and those words will make the restless of others' mind. It will make the others' minds restless. Like example is given, like the boat without Vata Hata Nava. That means the boat which is carried away by the boat which is carried by the wind. Wind, what it will do? Sometimes it will take this side, sometimes this side, sometimes this side, this side, this side, this side, and finally it will make into drown into this. Similarly, these words, whatever are used to describe the object other than the Krishna, and those words will, whoever is hearing, so then what? They will become restless. अरे ये करूं वो करूं, अव्यवसाय माने अव्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धि. That means बहुशाखा अनंताश्च. व्यवसायत्मिका बुद्धि बनेगा ही नहीं. इससे क्या होगा? व्यवसायत्मिका बुद्धि होगा ही नहीं. समझ में आया? अर्चना माता जी आया? यस. ओके, तो इतना ही आज टुडे. Next sloka we'll discuss in the next Tuesday. Yes, Sampriya Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, you said that if the words, whatever he will speak and whatever words he will use to describe other than that, then it will make the mind restless.
Other than that means other than the Krishna.
Yeah, other than Krishna, then it will make the other people's mind restless. Okay.
Yes.
So, what exactly? Yeah.
Hmm.
So what exactly we have to infer that it will make others' mind restless means it will bewilder them about bhakti.
Bahusyakaha anantascha.
Yeah, they will become many branched. Their thoughts will become many branched.
Karmis, they will become jnanis, and they will be simply struggling there. Tatkritaihi rupa nirupanaihi nirupanaihi and arthaihi namabihi tadvachakai shabdai sadusivati kadachit kale aspadam vatanitari vatena nanastanita ahataha yataha. Mane gnana karma kavya kaushaladibihi. That means, so they will be entangled in doing the karma, doing the practicing gnana, are the nice stories relishing the material pleasure. So by the poetry, so they keep on material pleasure, dwelling in the material pleasure. So that, and after that they will become restless because their heart will not be purified by this. So, and they will get the instructions of what? Simply, so useless things, and which will not make the peace, it will not bring the peace in them because bhakti is not there.
Okay, Prabhu. Prabhu, I also have one doubt in the whatever you explained in the 13th verse, that Narad is telling Vyasadeva to tell the Leelas of the Lord. So we discussed that why Narad is telling to remember the activities of the Lord, because the Leelas are Swayam Prakasha and they are secrets. So they manifest in the...
What you are saying, why Narad Muni is asking to remember the...
Yes. So because Leelas are Swayam Prakasha and also they are secrets, so they manifest only in the purified heart. So he's telling to... So I couldn't understand that the Leelas are Swayam Prakasha and they are secrets. So you said that those who just speak them and we just hear them. So are we not getting purified by hearing the Leelas of the Lord?
We will get purified. But if you want to describe perfectly Leela, so what you have to do? You have to let them manifest, then you should describe. So whatever we are describing, this is not the out of manifestation. Whatever we heard, we are speaking.
So what is the result of that?
That depends upon your purity of the speaker.
Like we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, the Leelas of the Lord, and we are those who are hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, so their heart will not get purified.
Will be purified, but how to get there? Actually, that is the point. So Bhagavatam में कैसा है वो सब?
Okay.
उसके लिए चाहिए ना तो but whatever we speak, because of the contamination in the heart, that contamination also will go along with the whatever we speak. When the speaker is having the contamination in the heart, that is also will be traveling, na?
So
that's why Shastrartha Vishwasa means, what do you think? So anyone hears Shastra and he will get the full Shraddha and Ananya Bhakti. So the Bhakti? No. Just Shastra studying is not sufficient. So you have to hear from the pure devotees.
So we are reading the purports written by Srila Prabhupada only, na? So he is a pure devotee, so we are hearing from him only, na?
Yes, but who will explain that? If you have understand everything by reading, then there is no need of Guru. Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Shastra is enough.
Guru is of course required, but like we hear Srimad Bhagavatam from some speaker only, but sometimes the speaker is telling Srimad Bhagavatam, narrating, and we are hearing. So of course it's purifying, na?
It will purify based upon the purity of the speaker. And Mayavadis also they speak. They think that Vishnu is out of Maya, and they also describe the past tense of the Lord. So is there no difference between the pure devotee speaking the Leelas and the Mayavadi speaking?
No, there is definitely difference.
But they are speaking same as it is. Each and every word is same. Will there any difference?
Yeah, definitely there is difference. There is
that
difference.
Is the thing. Yes.
But like you are saying that whatever, if the person is hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, so whatever purity he will get by hearing that depends totally on the purity of the speaker?
No. Then that words, actually, they are also transcendental words. But the transcendentalness is covered na, with his impurity. Then that will not give effect. Like the sun is there and clouds are there now. So then what will happen? Then from that mouth, if you hear, which is already the glory of the holy name is covered with his ignorance and is sent out. You are getting?
Prabhu, I'm very confused about this. This is very new thing for me. Like if all the speakers of Srimad Bhagavatam in ISKCON, at least they're all practicing devotees. They're on the path of pure devotion. So we are daily hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from them, from you, and from other speakers also. So is hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, so we are thinking that it will purify, like all the impurities will go away, and our Shraddha will increase. That all we hear from you, that our Shraddha will gradually increase by hearing. So this all depends on the speaker's purity only, or how it goes?
Speaker's purity also important, I am saying. Only I am not saying. So speaker's impurity will be affected.
On the hearer?
So because while the word is coming, so it is coming with his ignorance, his anarthas actually, whatever the impurity is there. Purely it is not coming, it is not coming from the pure heart. That holy name is pure. Sun rays is full of light. But when the cloud is covering and it's wrapped in something actually, it's wrapped in something, then it is coming out, then how it will be?
Okay.
So the impurity of the speaker will affect, I am saying.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
So when the word he is delivering, so the impurity also is coming, na? With that. Yes. If you then Prabhupada and everyone is the same, then
No, I'm not talking about the Mayavadis. I'm talking about the devotees only. Among
Even
the devotees
also. How can you compare with the Prabhupada with everyone?
No. No.
So the purity of the delivery, whatever he delivers, so that impurity will be added actually. So who has full faith of the on bhakti, and from him whatever you hear, so that will generate the full faith.
So we have to choose the speakers very diligently. Like we have to choose because
That's why
like,
Sadhu Prakaraha will be coming next course. Then you'll understand what is Sadhu and who is Sadhu. Okay?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay. Thank you very much. Rameshwari Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Can you hear me now?
Yes, Mataji.
So actually I wanted to ask other question, but because Mataji asked this question, so now to make ourselves very clear, how do we define a purified heart? So one thing I can see is like when I hear Prabhupada, when I hear other devotees, when I hear my Guru Maharaj, I can see how the heart is relishing these things. So see, the hearing should also be offenseless, no? So like the hearer also has anarthas in his heart.
Yeah,
So,
that is also.
yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry?
definitely.
Yeah. So the more it is like my Guru Maharaj says, Patra, you come with a vessel. So how much you can fill in that vessel. So how much purity you have, accordingly you will fill nicely and go. So how do we define a purified heart? Like the listener and the hearer both has to be having that aspect of purity. So now what is a caliber? So now
you want to purify, you measure.
Huh?
You want to measure?
I don't want to measure and judge. Definitely no. But when I speak, it is more coming to myself. When I speak to others, I know answers are there. I know it is having an influence when I speak. So how can I make myself more pure? That is what I'm asking.
That's why I'm saying same question Mataji asked, then I told. When you understand that levels of the sadhus, then you'll understand that. Okay? If you don't know how to discriminate the sadhus, the sadhu prakara, types of the sadhus, and what are the symptoms? What are the symptoms of their mental symptoms, physical symptoms, bodily symptoms? You have to understand. It's not the one word definition.
Yeah, actually, Prabhu, when we were doing nectar of instruction, a chapter is there. So when His Grace Sarvabhauma Prabhu was explaining, he was saying like he gave different definitions, he gave the categories, everything. But at the end of the day, we have to take an humble position, no? Like we cannot just say like this person is this level, this person is this level. You know, when we try to see the categories, when we ourselves are not matured enough, when we ourselves are struggling, and then we are presented with the categories of high level, low level, middle level, then how that impurity will affect that also, no? We will try to judge and do all that, no? Rather, we should take a humble position.
Humble position means not becoming foolish.
You
should understand this. Not surrendering your intelligence and become fool. So just who anyone cheat. So okay, then people are there, humble, you should become. Mayavadi is also chanting holy name, become humble and serve them.
Yeah, that the difference. We must, yes, that's me. Yeah.
You should be you should give the respect to the devotees based upon their level of the devotion. And you should not, the humble means even the neophyte, you will be becoming humble. Then that is also one of the ignorance. But humbleness is not that they speaking truth is not the, so go against the humbleness. You should speak truth. You should follow the truth. That will never make you away from the humbleness. And accordingly you should act actually.
So like you said, not axiom. They should not deviate from the axiom. So we should check. Axioms deviate, then we should catch.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
So now
Okay.
what Advaitins are all Mayavadis, you said.
Yes, all Advaitins are Mayavadis.
Can be Brahmavadis also.
No.
Why such a
Advaitins are means the Shankara followers, are known Advaita philosophy followers, Shankaracharya followers. All are Mayavadis.
Then in Tirupati also we see so many they come with that that as what smarta, this thing on the head. No, they are not Vaishnavas, but in Tirupati also we see they chant Vedas. They are doing together. No, Brahmotsavam.
Smartha is a different concept, Mataji. Smartha and philosophy don't have any connection.
Smarta.
You cannot say that every Smartha is a Advaita follower.
Okay. Then they also follow Shankaracharya. Like in Kanchipuram, you must have heard, we call him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So everyone is not necessary. That means whoever follow the Smriti Shastra, that means Smartha means Smriti. Smriti means the Manusmriti is explaining the karma kanda. That means karma. That's the panch 5 types of yajnas and 5 types of the tanas and different things. And they will be following those. It doesn't mean that they have accepting the philosophy of Advaita. This is Smartha is very, very Srautas and Smartas are the eternal concept. And Advaita philosophy coming few 100 years back. Okay. So, okay, any other further questions or comments? No? Okay, Mataji getting sleep. Okay, you can sleep, Mataji, now. Archana Bhakti Mataji. Okay, we'll meet on Tuesday. I think I don't know how many years it will take for this first canto. Maybe we should stop at one place. It is in like now already 53 sessions are over. We should take break actually. We'll see. At least one prasanga should be over. Like Narada Muni and this Vyasdev Samvad. It should be over. Then after that, we'll be actually discussing other things also, other books and other things. We can go very quickly now, but I'm also not feeling so much interested to go quickly. Quickly you can go, but I don't know.
What's the next course you want
Next
to do?
course is Sadhu Prakara Mataji, actually. I want to discuss from the various books, especially from Bhakti Sandarbha and also other books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prabhu, we are actually liking that. I don't know, at least I like that you're going very slow and explaining each and everything very nice. So if I understand one sloka also, I will feel very satisfied. So please go slow.
Yeah.
That is
50 sessions.
Anybody else that I have tried, they all go like zoop zoop.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Nityam Bhagavata Seva, actually, Acharyas are so wonderful and they gave so much nicely. They did research and they realized also truth and they very beautifully explained. And as a disciple, we should accept their wealth. That is as a son of the father, so you will accept the total wealth and you can enjoy that. So we should do that. They gave treasure to us and you are not ready to accept, then what we should do? Then it's very unfortunate actually. Okay, thank you very much. Pansha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada.